I'm about to share with you everything that you need to know when it comes to planning and creating YouTube videos for your business. This is going to help you if you feel like you've been spinning your wheels when it comes to organizing the process of you creating content from beginning to end, because let's be honest, there's so many moving parts when it comes to creating a YouTube video. I mean, you got the thumbnails, you got the scripting, you got the actual recording of the video, you have the editing and designing the thumbnails and all the things, but there is a method and a process that you should be following regardless of whether you're just a YouTube creator or an entrepreneur, to make this a lot easier so that you can start being consistent on the platform. So let's get right into it. When you're creating YouTube content, I want you to start separating your process into stages. So I have 3 stages that I always recommend for my clients, for any of my members in my Legacy Circle membership. This is going to make it so much easier for you. And these are the 3 stages. You have pre-production. This is when you're planning your videos. This is when you're doing your research. This is when you're creating your thumbnail vision board, like anything that is before you pick up the camera to record. You're doing all of these things in pre-production. And later on in this video, I'm going to go into a lot more detail in reference to all 3 that I'm about to mention. So you have pre-production, then you have content day. You do not want to do pre-production and content day on the same day, because you are going to be extremely overwhelmed, because they are 2 different heavy tasks. And the reason you want to separate these 2 is because with pre-production, you're in research brainstorming mode. Where you're in content mode, you are literally performing. Like, you are literally picking up the camera. You have to make sure that you are in the right headspace to even deliver the information that you are wanting to do. And the last thing you want to be doing on content day is planning out some dang on videos. So you have your second stage, which is the content day. And then you have the third stage, which is post-production. Post-production is when you are actually editing your videos, you're designing your thumbnails, you're scheduling out your content, things like that. So this is the 3 stages that you're going to go through every single time you are producing any type of YouTube video. So let's dive deeper into stage 1, which is pre-production. So for pre-production, this is where you want to start researching your ideas. So this is when you're getting on YouTube, you're utilizing like vidIQ or TubeBuddy so that you can find good keywords and tags. You're really looking for like rankable videos. You're looking for title ideas, things of that nature. Now, there are different methods for you to do this. Sometimes pre-production can take longer. You actually want to carve out specific days where you can just do heavy research. So when you're doing heavy research, you're basically just creating your content bank or a content library. You're just coming up with as many ideas as you can come up with in reference to your industry, your niche. There's different ideas that you know that you can talk about on your channel, where you know that your target viewer are going to find value in these topics. And then what you want to do during the research stage is actually write down different title ideas. And you can actually find title ideas regardless of what niche you're in. You'll see popular title ideas that multiple people are using, especially bigger creators, that are seeming to outperform other titles. And what you would do is you would just take a note of the title ideas, and then you can actually plug in your industry. So one of the ones that's really popular right now is like, give me 20 minutes and I'll teach you everything you need to know about this, or give me 5 minutes and I'll share my advice in reference to this. So the key to this title is they're telling you how long the video is, and then they're telling you how they're going to deliver the value by the end of the video. So that is like a title prompt. So you can say in your content bank or where your title ideas are, you can list, okay, I want to do a few videos that says, give me this amount of time and I'll teach you everything you need to know about real estate, or I'll teach you everything you need to know about growing an online business, or I'll teach you everything you need to know about messaging, whatever your niche is, right? But the title is the same. This is what you're going to be coming up with in pre-production. You never want to record your videos before you already have an idea what your title is going to be and the structure of the title. This is also when you're going to script your videos. So after you have your content bank, or you have an idea of what your content calendar is going to look like over the course of the next 30, 60 or 90 days, then you want to go ahead and start scripting your videos. You're going to pick your 4 videos that you want to produce for that month, and then you're going to script all of those videos at the same time. This is a key tip. You want to batch script, you want to batch plan, you want to batch record. So you're going to script all of these videos because your brain is already in script mode. So it's easy to go from creating one script and going to the next script and then going to the next script. Then you're going to also add your keywords in. And what I would recommend is you use like a platform like Trello. So I'm looking at my script right now. And when I say script, I don't mean reading verbatim. You really just want some bullet points that you can utilize during your video. I don't want to say freestyle it, but you get the gist of what you're going to talk about through your bullet points. And then you just kind of go off of what you want to talk about during that portion. That's what I mean when I am talking about scripting. This is also a great time for you to start brainstorming what you want your thumbnail to look like. I recommend you do something like a thumbnail vision board, and I actually want to create a video on this because I think that if you can visually see what I mean when I say a thumbnail vision board, it will help you out so much. But this is basically just giving you inspiration for like your thumbnail aesthetic. It's going to help you with your signature thumbnail style. So you're basically wanting to share a story or deliver a message through the thumbnail to entice people to want to click. So the thumbnail is in addition to your title, and you want to brainstorm that before you pick up your camera, guys. Do not brainstorm your thumbnail when you are on content day. The thumbnail is one of the most important pieces to your YouTube video, because if you can't get people to click on the video through the title or thumbnail, no matter how good the video is, it's not going to do good because you couldn't get anyone to click on it. So you want to brainstorm your thumbnails in pre-production. So whenever you have your content day, which I'm going to talk about next, all you have to do is pose for your photos. You know exactly what type of posing you need to do. You kind of already have an idea where you're going to put your text on the screen for your thumbnails and things like that. So now we're on content day. You are ready to actually pick up the camera. You're actually ready to record. The only thing that you should be focused on during content day is actually recording your content. So your script is ready. You already know what your thumbnails are going to look like. And now you're actually sitting down and recording your video. Pro tip: don't record just one video on your content day. You want to ideally be batch recording your videos. Now it does depend on the nature of the video. There are some videos where if you're doing like B-roll, if you're seriously telling a story where it's not like a sitting talking head video like this, maybe you're vlogging and doing different elements, it may take you more than one content day to get that done. However, you want to do your best with, especially if you're doing sitting talking head videos like this, you want to batch record and do at least 2 videos, 2 to 4, I would say. 4, you kind of pushing it. Normally that 4th one is you hitting your point. However, you want to be recording more than one because it takes a lot to get these videos done, and you want to maximize your time whenever you are already dressed, you're already in the mindset of recording your videos. You want to pump out as many as possible during that time frame. And during your content day, this is also when you are posing for your thumbnail. So I call this your thumbnail shoot. So you're taking multiple photos on this day, whether it's in different outfits, but you are going ahead and creating the posing in different styles for your thumbnails on this day. And some people do their thumbnail shoots on separate days. It's completely up to you. The goal is for you to have the thumbnail photos already done before you hit post-production, because you need to have the actual videos and the photos to pull from so that you can curate your thumbnail. Pro tip for content day: have your outfits ready and out in advance, so that way all you have to do is just grab your next outfit. I like to do 2 videos and then switch outfits, and then have the next 2 videos have a separate outfit. Also, turn your phone on do not disturb. One of the things that I noticed when I used to have my content day, when I used to record on my phone, it seemed like every time I would hit record, someone was texting me or calling me or doing something that would pop up on my screen and distract me. And then now I got to get back focused into recording. So put your phone on do not disturb. Make sure all of your notifications are silenced, even on your laptop, because I know sometimes if I'm on like Facebook or on a social media platform on my computer and I get a notification from there, it'll make a noise and I'm like, and so now you have to kind of start over, or you have to re-say that statement whenever the notification went off. So you want to do that. And you also want to make sure that you tell the people in your household when you are about to record that you are about to record. If you got kids, you want to make sure that you tell them like, hey, for the next hour or so, I'm going to be recording video, so I need you to be quiet. Tell your spouse like, hey, I'm about to be recording videos. Please don't come in the room or wherever you record your content. So that way people are aware that you're actually recording your videos, and you don't have to worry about people coming into your room, or you don't have to worry about your kids yelling at the game like my kids be doing. It just eliminates all of those things for your content day. Last tip for content day, make sure that you take breaks. So if you're planning on recording 4 videos, for example, record your first 2 and then take an hour break. This gives you a chance to eat lunch. This gives you a chance to change your outfit. This gives you a chance to upload any videos that you may need to upload if you need to free up space on your camera or something like that. But most importantly, it kind of gives your mind a mental break. And I find that if you try to go all the way through each video, it kind of gets sloppy. And that's why I say, like, when you do 4 videos in one day, you kind of start pushing it. Sometimes you can, just really depends on your momentum that day. Some days are better than others. But if you give yourself breaks in between, you almost reset yourself so that you can get ready for the next video that you're about to do. Now, I help a lot of women entrepreneurs like you with actually starting and growing your YouTube channel and helping you reach your first 1,000 subscribers. And I also teach you how to fully leverage YouTube for your business so that your content could be bringing in sales in the back end of your business. Because we're not doing this as a hobby. Like, we're doing this as entrepreneurs, and really, I would hope that your YouTube videos are the top of your funnel for your business. So if you need help with growing your YouTube channel, I would definitely recommend you check out my membership, the Legacy Circle, and I'll drop it in the description box below so that way you can check it out. But let me go ahead and give you the next stage, which is post-production. So if you've made it to post-production, then you've done about 75% of the work. You've gotten the script done, you've planned it, you've planned out your thumbnails, you've recorded the videos, you've posed for your thumbnails, and now it's time to put it all together. So with your post-production, this is when you are actually editing your content. So you're going through your videos, you're editing your videos, and you're putting it all together. You're adding B-roll, you're adding music, you're clipping all the things that don't need to be in the video. And then after you edit your video, then you're going to actually design your thumbnails. I personally use Canva for designing my thumbnails. I love using Canva for my thumbnails. Now, I personally do my thumbnails through video. So I'll pose for a video and I just do different poses. And then in post-production, in my editing software, I just grab screen grabs from that video. It just, for me, is just so much easier, and I don't have to worry about clicking to take the picture or putting a timer on, and because you're going to take a lot of pictures for your thumbnail. So doing the video makes it so much easier. And so you're going to do your screen grabs, and then you're going to actually put it together in your thumbnail. After you've edited your videos, after you've designed your thumbnails, now you're going to go ahead and upload it to the YouTube platform and start scheduling and posting it. So depending on your schedule, you may be posting one video and then scheduling the rest, however you want to do it. And post-production can actually be over a phase of a few days. It really just depends on how many videos you're working on, but you want to have your post-production where you're focusing only on editing and getting those videos out. And then I have a pro tip for your post-production part. For your thumbnails, it is a really good idea for you to try to create signature poses. So if you feel like you look really cute on a specific day where you're doing thumbnails and you're like, actually, I really like the aesthetic of how I look in this, like in these thumbnail shoots, what you can do is actually do a lot of different poses with a lot of different reactions, with a lot of different props, things that you would typically utilize on your thumbnails, and you can repurpose those photos. So this is when you would just cut yourself out of the photo and then put yourself on different photos in the future for your thumbnails, and you can just rotate those photos across your thumbnails. So that way you don't always necessarily have to do a thumbnail shoot when you're recording, because you're repurposing the poses that you did before. This is going to save you so much time if you're like really trying to find a quick and easy way to do from start to finish with your YouTube content. Repurpose those thumbnail photos, girl, because I sure used to do that. I'm about to do that again. So I did a really long shoot for my thumbnails today, and I'm going to repurpose some of those photos on future videos because, for one, I'm going to be rotating the same outfits on this channel, and then two, I was cute in my little outfits. Okay. And I don't, if I'm gonna put this wig on, I'm gonna make sure I get the shot and I can reuse the shot. Okay. Just a little side tip. The last thing that I'll mention when it comes to planning and creating your videos is, like I said at the beginning, separate these stages. So you know now that you've listened to this video that you need at least 3 days to produce your content. And you know one day needs to be for your pre-production, your next day needs to be for your content day, and then your last day needs to be for your post-production. Now you can split these up. You can even have like a pre-production week. So if you're trying to like plan out for the next 90 days or the next 60 days, you can actually have a week of just pre-production. So you know that you're going to spend the amount of time you need during that week to just get all of those loose ends together. And then your content day may be a content week where that entire week you are actually recording your YouTube videos, you're recording your podcast episodes, you're recording your social media content, like whether it's Reels or TikToks. So that whole week you're just focusing on producing content. And then post-production could be a week where you are actually focusing on editing everything. So you're editing your videos, you're editing your podcast, you're editing your social media content, and whatever else you may be producing content for. And the goal for you is find the workflow that works good for you and then utilize that. And keep in mind that your workflow is constantly going to be adjusting based on your current lifestyle, based on your current obligations. Like maybe you're working a 9 to 5 right now, so you're going to create a workflow around that. But the foundation is always the same. You're going to have those 3 stages that you have to go through in order to create a video from start to finish. So I hope you found this video helpful. I highly recommend you watch this video next. This is where I'm going to be talking about the 3 types of YouTube videos that you as an entrepreneur should be creating on your YouTube channel if you want to leverage YouTube to help grow your business. So I'll drop that here and I'll see you in that video.